Highway to the Danger Shrimp. I am making some shrimp Alfredo with cauliflower Alfredo sauce tonight. And one, you guys are not going to judge my messy kitchen. Okay? Don't do it. Don't judge me. I got my lazy person cauliflower because I'm cheap. They wanted $4 for a head of cauliflower. No. No. I got frozen. We can work with that. So, I'm going to do this video in stages. I'll just go through it. I'll pause the recording as I need to do more things, and then show you stuff, and we'll talk about it. It's going to be excellent. But no danger shrimp. No danger shrimp. I'll explain that. I got the frozen wild-caught Gulf brown raw shrimp, peeled and deveined. Because, look, let's face it. Nobody wants to rip legs off of the things that they're going to eat, okay? Okay, that's weird. That's, like, a borderline psychopath, okay? You don't want to pull legs off of the thing. Also, I don't want the poop vein in there. Get the poop out of the shrimp before I'm gonna eat it. And when I'm eating my food, I don't want to be bothered about having to worry about the damn tails. I don't want to pull that out of my mouth. So, peeled and deveined, tail off, lazy person shrimp. There we go. I showed you my cauliflower. I'm going to cook this up for the cauliflower Alfredo. The Alfredo is the cauliflower, a little bit of dairy. It's supposed to be the actual cauliflower Alfredo recipe. If you make it legit, it's just cauliflower. There's no dairy or cheese in it. I like to add there is dairy. I like to add a little cheese to mine. I'll be adding mozzarella and provolone Italian blend. That's not an Italian accent. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna add a little bit of this because why not? And this is my pasta. Al dente carbonara pasta. So al dente is, can we focus in on that without it getting too blurry? Al dente is a pasta brand that's based here in Michigan, and they have a full line of the most amazing pastas ever. They have such good pastas. They have a squid ink pasta. They have like a basil pasta. They have spinach pasta. They have a lemon pasta, garlic pasta, okay? It's good. They have pasta like this, fettuccine. They have cut pasta, shaped pasta. They also sell sauces. I love this brand. This particular pasta, the carbonara, is really good if you are watching your carbs, okay? So if you're watching carbs and you want to do pasta, there's a lot of different options. You can do veggie pastas, you can do egg noodles, you can do cauliflower rice instead of pasta entirely. But sometimes you want pasta, okay? Pasta. You don't want something else. You want pasta. This pasta should be that pasta. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna clear up at all. No, not so much. A serving of this, which is 1.5 cups dry, which is a pretty decent serving, has 24 grams of carbs. Let me look at my regular egg noodles and see what those are. Backing up. A regular package of egg noodles has 40 grams of carbs in a 1.25 cup serving. So this is, you know, a little over half. It's maybe 2/3 of the carbs, which is a big deal if you're watching your carbs, okay? 40 grams of carbs versus 26, you're taking that one. So, to make this, I'm going to start by making my sauce. To make my sauce, I'm going to have to cook the cauliflower. I can start that right now. Oh, and I got lazy person garlic. When I was in the store getting this garlic, some jerk-faced little kid was walking by the garlic and was like, Ew, garlic! Well, sucks to be you. Your life isn't any fun if you don't like garlic. So I get these steamable bags of cauliflower, okay? And I just pop those in the microwave because I'm putting 2 bags in at once, I'm going to do 7 minutes. Normally it's like 5 or 6 minutes for 1 bag, but this should be good because it doesn't need to be 100%. Also, this is totally unrelated to my dinner tonight, but I bought, look out for me talking about this in the future. I bought this. Mrs. Renfro's Gourmet Salsas from Fort Worth, Texas. Ghost pepper salsa. Caution, scary hot. I ain't afraid. Salsa, you don't scare me. I've had her ghost pepper cheese dip. It is spicy AF, and I love it. So I'm excited to try this. I went with this brand. There were 2 ghost pepper salsas I was looking at. This is totally random. Why am I even telling you this? I was looking at 2 different brands of ghost pepper salsa. This one says a portion of the proceeds from this jar will be donated to the Chili Pepper Institute at New Mexico State University. First of all, the Chili Pepper Institute? Can I get a degree? Can I get a PhD in peppers? My dissertation would just be me eating this jar of salsa. It's a research-based international nonprofit organization devoted to education, research, and archiving information related to capsaicin. It educates the world about the wonders of chili peppers. And that's a thing? That's a thing? I was in shock, but I was like, oh, you donate to something. Okay. I like donating. I'm all about charity. So tomorrow morning for breakfast, guess who's having spicy eggs? Spicy salsa omelet. Me. Oh, wait, no, I have to work tomorrow. Guess what I'm having for dinner tomorrow? Spicy salsa tacos. Breakfast tacos, probably. Alright, so this is going to be the process. This is what's going on. I got my cauliflower cooking up. When it's done, I have to blend it, okay? That's going to be loud, and I don't know if I'm going to record me blending the cauliflower. I'll show you the before and after, because it's loud. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and get a pot of water boiling. Actually, I should start my shrimp. Let me start my shrimp. I'm going to get a non-stick fry pan. I'm glad I did dishes. Alright, so for Christmas I just got some new non-stick fry pans. And I'm going to use one of these instead of one of my other ones. It was so new that the sticker was still in the middle of it, so I'm going to use that. And so if you are watching my videos because you know me either in personal life or you know me because we love Brandon Ferris together, I'm making this dinner in response to his video that he posted today about making shrimp Alfredo. I can't have just regular shrimp Alfredo because Weight Watchers, WW, and I want to be healthy. So this is a lower point healthy version, but I'll be discussing the video kind of as I'm going along with this. First of all, he mentioned when he was cooking his shrimp that you want the pan to be really hot. Now he used his face as a guide. Don't use your face as a guide. That's not smart. I love you, Brandon, but that's not smart. Once my pan gets good and hot, I just kind of hover my hand over it. When it gets kind of hot, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. It's bigger than my hand. I can't. Olive oil. So, who am I kidding? I don't ever wait. I'm going to let it get hot, and I'm going to open up my garlic. Some of you guys have asked me in real life about things that I've cooked and sharing recipes. Oh, God, that smells good. It smells so good. I don't use recipes, okay? This cauliflower Alfredo I've made a few times before, and the first time I made it, I used the recipe, and I actually followed the recipe, and I have never followed the recipe since. That's just not how I cook. You know, once I learn how to make something, I followed the recipe once, but after that I want to make it my own. And also, who has time for recipes all the time? I got my... Why is my cupboard open? You guys don't need to see my collection of coffee mugs. Actually, maybe you do. I'll show you in a minute. So, I got my spoon. I got my garlic. My pan is hot. My oil is looking good. And I like garlic, okay? No vampires are gonna get me. I am vampire free. So I got a nice heaping bit of garlic. I'm gonna do that much more. I'm telling you guys, I like garlic. There will be garlic in my Alfredo sauce too. Well, maybe not. Maybe if I'm putting it all here. I don't know. I decided I was gonna do spicy blackened shrimp. Different options. I have Portuguese piri piri. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Piri piri blend. Piri piri blend is amazing. This is so spicy. This is very, very, very spicy, and I love it. It adds great flavor. It's Portuguese, but piri piri is also a very popular African spice. That's how I discovered it. I made it homemade once. I made a sauce, a piri piri sauce, out of an African cookbook that I have. I missed that recipe. I haven't made that in a long time. I also have the Gourmet Collection Kickin' Chicken Finger Lickin'. I'm not going to use this, but I wanted to show it to you guys. I love this brand of spices. What I am going to use is my Creole. More spice seasoning. Great on everything. I just like sprinkle this on my life, make me a little spicier. But that's what I'm going to use for my shrimp. I'm going to use a lot of shrimp, okay? I don't know how to cook for one person, okay? I'm the only one who eats most of this stuff everything that I cook. I don't know how to cook for one person. I make leftovers. So I'm going to put about half this bag of shrimp into my pan. I'm going to throw this in the freezer. Alright, and let me bring you all down here. My stove is dirty, so hopefully you all don't see that. I didn't clean before I did this. This is just my life, okay? So I got my shrimps cooking. And when you get raw shrimp, it's going to be kind of gray. Well, it is gray. When it's done is when it becomes pink. Okay? Now, when I watched my dear friend Brandon's video today, he thawed out his shrimp first. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't ever thaw anything out first. I just throw frozen shit in a pan and cook it. He danger shrimped. Okay? He thawed out his frozen block of shrimp by submerging it in boiling water. Brandon, I know you're not watching this, but honey, you worked in a kitchen. You know better. You know better. He knew that was the wrong thing to do. But still, I'm going to call him out on it. I just throw it in there frozen. Takes a little bit longer, but that gives you time to do other things. Alright, so I got this over medium heat. It's going to take a little bit to cook. I'm going to add my spice. I'm a little heavy-handed with spices. I've always had sinus issues, and my mom talks all the time about how because of my sinus issues, I would not have made a very good cook because I wanted to go into cooking as a career. Because I can't smell very well, and a good portion of what you taste comes from your sense of smell. And so she's like, well, if you can't smell your food and you can't really taste the things that you're cooking, how are you going to be a good chef? Valid points, mother. Don't care. People who would go to my restaurant are people who like over-seasoned things. How's that? I'm looking at this shrimp. Guys, I'm looking at this shrimp. There's a decent amount of shrimp in there, and I'm saying to myself, this is not enough shrimp. And I'm really tempted to just put the rest of that bag of shrimp in there. Go big or go home, right? Let's do it. Let's put the rest of the bag of shrimp in there. Let's go to my freezer. Highway to the danger shrimp. No danger shrimp here. I am all about 0 foodborne illnesses. I am all about a lot of leftovers. Okay, so I'm going to let this get to cooking. I'm going to pause for a second while I get everything set up to prepare my sauce. And then I will come back and walk you through making the sauce. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, welcome back. I think it's funny that I have this little swoop here. If you can't see the top of my head, looks like I'm just a crazy, weird Jerry curl person. Alright, so I got my cauliflower. And the first thing I'm going to do is toss that in my blender. Blender or food processor, it doesn't matter what you want to use. I use my blender because it takes up slightly less space. Even though I think my food processor would be a little bit better of a idea. Now again, because I make too much of everything all the time, I'm going to use all of the cauliflower. And I'm also going to use the liquid that's inside. The recipe that I originally followed for this had you use a little bit of the leftover water from boiling the fresh cauliflower, and also chicken stock or vegetable stock or whatever kind of stock, beef stock if you're making some kind of like steak Alfredo. But I don't have any chicken stock right now, and I didn't buy any. That's what I usually have some of that at the house, but I wasn't going to pick something up special. It doesn't matter. Again, when you're just cooking for yourself, you want to do fancy stuff, but you also really don't care if it's that fancy, because it's for yourself. Okay. So I got my cauliflower in there. It takes up the whole thing. This is going to be a lot of sauce, guys. And because there wasn't a lot of liquid left over, I have some water in here. Just going to pour some water in. Okay. I'm going to wait to add milk and cheese until after I've blended it. So I'm going to throw my lid on. I'm going to pause you guys again because this is loud and I don't want to put you through that pain. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I added a little bit more water. You can see here like it's sort of blending, but not really. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of milk. It needs more liquid, if you will. So I'm just using some basic whole milk. If you're worried about things, you can use low-fat milk, non-fat milk. You can use almond milk, cashew milk. I don't care. Heavy cream. If you use heavy cream, you know what's up. But again, I'm trying to be a little bit healthy. So I went with the fattiest thing I would let myself use for this. Whole milk. But I prefer the heavy cream. Alright, so I added a little bit of that in. Don't ask me how much. Do not comment on this video and say, Felicia, how much of that did you... Some, okay? An amount greater than 0. I'm going to go ahead and blend this. I got it on high, and I'm going to blend. I'm going to pause, y'all. Okay, so I have it at a pretty creamy consistency. It's mostly blended, okay? You can see it's still a little bit chunky, like ridiculously thin mashed potatoes. Who eats thin mashed potatoes? Bleh. But I want to go ahead and add the cheese before I add any more liquid and really mess up the consistency. Also, if you're going to add any seasoning, so I'm going to add some salt and pepper as well. My mozzarella and provolone. Watch how I measure, you guys, okay? Some more, okay? You can make this as cheesy or as uncheesy as you want with whatever cheese suits you. Let me grab my spices. But again, the original recipe calls for no cheese, or I think maybe a little bit of Parmesan, like barely any. I also really like ground black pepper. I'm just gonna... You can use white pepper if it really matters to you what it looks like. But I'm not all about that life. Salt, just a little tiny bit. Again, I don't measure things. So now we are looking at... You can see I got my little cheese topper. Oh my god, that pepper is going to make me sneeze. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and blend this up, add some more milk if necessary, and then I will show you guys the finished product of the sauce when it's done. Alright, so I'm going to call this sauce done. Let me give you a little bit of a history of this blender. This blender is a decade old, okay? Or very nearly a decade old. And its age is showing, okay? I need a better blender. It took me far too long for this to work. But you can see here, nice Alfredo saucy consistency. This looks fabulous. And again, as you can see, there is way more than I need. Alright, so on to the next. What's next? Pasta is next. What? I'm going to bring you down to floor level with me and get a pan. There's no pan in there. Where's my other pan? How do pans go missing in my house? I only have a small pan. A small pan or a really big pan? What happened to my medium saucepan? I don't know where my medium saucepan went, y'all. Let's get down here. Oh, I found it. Sometimes if my mother or mother-in-law are at my house, they'll wash my dishes, and it takes a minute to find stuff. My beautiful robin's egg blue Farberware pan. Let me go ahead and pop you guys up back here. That is so much better. Alright, get some water. Alright, so water is one of those things, when you make pasta, the pasta recipe actually says, like, measure out water. Who does that? Okay, you put water in a pan. My husband would measure out the water, okay? If I ask him to make a box of macaroni and cheese, he legit, like, measures out all the ingredients. Again, who does that? So I'm going to get my water boiling. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. Okay, why do we add olive oil and why don't we add salt? Good question, Felicia. That's a really, really good question. Adding salt or olive oil to your water is a good idea. It helps prevent your pasta from sticking. We don't want sticky, clumpy pasta. But if you add salt, salt actually raises the boiling point of water, so it's going to take longer, y'all, longer. We want food today. We don't want food tomorrow. So we add olive oil in this house. All right, my shrimp is almost done. It's all nice and shrunk up. Little shorty shrimp. Let's pop a sight here. What does that even mean? Look at that shrimp. Look at that cooking beautiful shrimp. You see? Oh man. We love that. So right now, the shrimp is cooking. I was supposed to like cut out while I did things here. The shrimp is cooking. The pasta's getting ready to go. And you know what they say, a watched pot never boils. And my sauce is sitting right there. Hey, sauce, looking saucy. Can't get my finger in the right spot. Oh my god, I cannot point at my sauce. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll pause again. And then when I'm putting everything together, I will come back and we will talk about throwing it all together into one pan. Highway to the Danger Shrimp! Okay, you guys, I decided I was going to add a little bit of this into this with my shrimp. I love spicy, okay? I can't even have Alfredo unless it's hurting my face. What's wrong with me? Do I hate my intestines? That's a possibility. All right. Pause. You know what? No, I told you guys I was going to show you my coffee mugs. Let's do that. Highway to the danger shrimp. Ouch. I had to set my waffle maker on the floor for a second, and I keep kicking it. Okay. So, real quick, with my coffee mugs behind me. How's that? I worked at Starbucks for 8 years. And in that time, I amassed a lot of coffee mugs and also a love for coffee. So you better believe I buy coffee mugs a lot. In fact, when I was at the store getting the ingredients for dinner, I walked past the new coffee mugs. I was like, oh, my heart. Oh, I want them all. So this is my coffee mug collection. This is supposed to be coffee cups and drinking glasses. You can see there are no drinking glasses there. I just drink coffee. Who needs anything else? I also have a collection of, I don't want to get that close to my face. Ugh. A collection, Starbucks has the Been There series. Let me see if I can get you guys up there. Those guys, they are blue and orangey colored, and they have them for different cities and different states, and I'm attempting to collect them all. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, or 9, I think, right now. But I'm trying to collect all those. And now that my brother-in-law doesn't travel for work, I don't know how I'm going to get the other many states that I still need. eBay, probably, which is going to be a bummer because they're going to charge too much money. I wish my water would go faster. Everything is ready except for the water. Alright, pausing. I will not come back until I'm putting it all together. I promise. Alright guys, so everything is pretty much ready. My pasta is just about done. I want al dente pasta, hence the name of the pasta. This is not post-Viagra pasta. That's not how you should cook pasta. It's not pasta. Oh. My pasta is boiling the shit out of itself. So it looks like my shrimp is good and done. All of the liquid has cooked out of it. It smells so good in my house, you guys. Are you jealous? You should be jealous. Also, don't expect cooking videos to be a thing. Usually if I'm cooking, my daughter is here or my husband is here, and they don't get me like you guys get me. Alright, so I'm turning my shrimp down to minimum, low heat. My pasta is cooking. And I have this beautiful bowl. A little bit of I decided a few months ago, and I have since failed at this mission, but I thought, I'm going to get Insta-famous. I'm going to get companies like Al Dente Pasta Company to sponsor me, and I'm going to get Insta-famous as a side hustle. Turns out to get Insta-famous is not a side hustle. That's a full hustle. I don't got time for that. I also end up being really lazy about social media. So I was really good with my Instagram for a while, doing a really good job. I got a lot of followers, and, well, a lot from me. I had a lot of followers. My posts were getting good feedback and good reaction. But I don't want to say I fell off the Weight Watchers bandwagon, because I did not. But I got lazy about it. And so here, anyways, I bought myself this single serving set of pretty dishes. I had a large bowl and a salad plate and a dinner plate. And they were going to be my Instagram dishes, so I could stage my food. And if I ever was going to eat a dinner that I wanted to stage and post on Instagram, I had to eat it out of this set of dishes, these dishes. And because I'm making this video for you guys, I was like, let's go ahead and use my fancy dishes. They're plastic. They're not fancy. But we are at 30 minutes. It only gives me 38 or so before it cuts me off. So I'm going to pause this and get my pasta drained so we can put this together. Alright, because I want my sauce to heat up a little bit, I have my drained pasta in the pan. Drained pasta in pan. And my heat is still on minimum. I'm just going to go ahead and add however much sauce I want. I like it saucy. I'm a saucy broad. Give it a good mix up. That looks beautiful. You guys, this looks so good. I can't wait to show you the plate. So I'm going to crank the heat up on that a tiny little bit so that I can heat it up fast. My friend suggested that I make garlic bread to go with this, and I did not do that. Which is okay, because I'm going to eat way more pasta than I need to. And I'm probably going to eat all of this shrimp tonight. Alright, so I got my tongs, cool orange tongs. I'm going to pick up my... Look at this, guys. Look at that. Now that I'm done doing it delicately, I try to pretend like I'm a fancy lady. That's not a thing. Alright. Oh gosh, this looks and smells so good. If you guys have not tried replacing everything in your life with cauliflower, I strongly recommend doing it. Cauliflower is a great substitute for a lot of carbs, and I am a huge fan. I was skeptical, okay? I was picky. But once I tried it, you know what they say. Once you go cauliflower, you never go farther than that. Also, guys, don't expect comedy from me. I'm not funny. Funny looking. I ain't funny. Alright, so here's what we wound up with. I'm going to take you over to my little table. I'm going to show you guys this at my daughter's little table, because my kitchen table's kind of a mess. But there we have it. Beautiful cauliflower shrimp Alfredo. So thanks for hanging out with me while I cook dinner. I'm going to go ahead and eat the shit out of this now. And I will catch you guys later. Alright, have a good one.